Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
How's everybody doing? You're not Josh.
I'm not Josh.
Who's this guy?
Hi, I'm Steve. I'm back again. Yeah.
Josh is out for the day. He's getting ready with the German man to go to Chicago and then head out to Vegas.
Yes,
so,
the Vegas.
Busy time for him.
Yes, he is.
Gonna have a couple special guests on. You're gonna be the first one.
I'm one of them, yeah.
Might be the next one. Who knows? We'll see.
No, I mean, if
we
we're
like
available, we're ready to do this.
We like to do things on the fly around here at Mountain Basement.
Yeah, but we gotta, you gotta kind of be ready for the unknown around here. So
how was your weekend?
Good. Didn't do anything magic related, but just kind of hung out a little bit. So,
nice.
But yourself?
Yeah. So Saturday I went to an IQ. Didn't do that well myself, but one of my friends, Chuck, actually borrowed my Tron deck and ended up top fouring. So
excellent!
Congrats to you, Chuck. He had so much fun. He was like, "Yep, building this deck now."
Perfect.
So,
now you were playing Whittlestorm.
Yeah, that deck's a riot.
Well, it's fun for you, not so much fun for me, as I found out at F&M. But,
yeah.
I mean, it does a thing and it does it very well.
It's interesting to see, that's for sure.
Yes, it
Might
is.
not be fun after you know what's going on, but
you know what? I mean, at least you got to play, three turns of Magic. So,
Look, that's all Affinity needs sometimes.
This is true. I mean, yeah. I guess I was in the play both games, and you still got me. So.
You didn't have the greatest of starts though, that's for sure.
I didn't, but still, it was just I learned what the deck was. That's for sure. So
definitely won't forget now, will you?
Absolutely not. But
so how about we get into our show now?
Absolutely.
And as usual, we like to start our show off with some fun facts. And our fun fact for today involves 1996 World Champion. And how about you pronounce this one?
Hell no.
Dragon.
Yeah, it's
dragon.
It's is that a purple or blue dragon?
It's a red dragon. See the red around the border?
Oh, okay. You got me there.
Yeah. So the interesting and fun fact about these two cards is they're the only Magic the Gathering cards that only have one single copy in the whole entire world.
Wow. Okay.
There's some other cards that have like a really small printing, like we were talking about before, the Richard Garfield cards.
Yes,
but
yeah.
Those had like a couple different ones made for like different parties.
Yeah, and those were unique. Those weren't given out to tournaments or anything like that. These were actual cards that were given out to the World Champion in 1996.
The 1996 World Champion, which is Wooburg for a star, summon a legend for you old players.
Yes.
Cannot be the target of spells or effect. World Champion has power and toughness equal to the life of target opponent. Seems pretty powerful.
Yeah, I mean,
And then for 0 mana, you can discard your hand to search your library for 1996 World Champion and reveal it to all players. Shuffle your library and put 1996 World Champion on top. Use this ability at the beginning of your upkeep and only if 1996 World Champion is in your library.
Yeah.
So what happens if I do this and I don't have the card?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
we'll have to ask a judge.
So I guess for the one person who has this card, if you were to actually play with it, would that be like like you have to reveal it at the beginning of the game, like almost like a ley line, like this is in my library?
Well, I think what it'd be is like you'd use the ability and then you'd tutor it, and like when you grabbed it, you'd show it to them.
Yeah, because like what do you do like on turn? I don't. You're not going to turn 1 this thing, but maybe honestly you could though, right? Sneak and show or sneak attack.
There you go.
Not sneak attack. Show and tell. Show and tell. Turn 1, show and tell. Go. I'm going to discard my hand and put this into play.
Well, it's got to be at the beginning of your upkeep.
Oh.
So maybe turn 2. No, that doesn't quite work either.
No, because sorcery. Yeah. We'll come up with something for this.
We'll figure it out.
But I mean, it has shrouds, so once you get into play, you
could turn 1, sneak attack, turn 2, use it, and then
there
boom.
We go. Yep. Yeah.
We did it.
During your upkeep.
During your upkeep, you pitch
put it
the
on
rest
top.
of your hand.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, we got a plan here.
Yeah, we got a plan. We do. All right. For all you Legacy players, if you can somehow find the one, I wonder who the owner of this card is.
I don't know. I know Wedge over at his channel. He did a thing about that card, and I believe it sold for a absurd amount of money, or it never sold. I'm not sure which one, but it was in his top rarest cards. Oh, look at that! $17,500 in 2001. Yeah, that's
not bad. Tom. Yeah,
I wasn't gonna try. You're good.
Of Australia.
Oh, good for him.
For winning the 1996 World Championship. The card is encased in light.
I'm not gonna try.
Yeah. Apparently
sure.
floating above a silver globe. In 2001, it was sold to a private collector for $17,500.
That seems like a pretty good price there.
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't pass it up.
Oh,
so there's
look at
the image
that.
of
Yeah.
it. That's crazy.
That's a thing. Yeah, I had no idea.
How do you tutor that out of your library?
I don't think you do. And now, unless you had an entire deck in those, as that is your sleeve
With the silver globe?
Sure.
Globe?
Why not? You can do it, right?
Ballin', I guess. Yeah.
Ballin'.
If you got $17,500 to spend on this one card, you can probably spend, the extra $10,000 to get a deck.
Yeah, you can make that out of epoxy. It's fine. Yeah, that's okay.
How do you shuffle this though?
Maybe like a cement mixer. Like you put them in a cement mixer and it kind of tumbles them.
Yeah, and then it just shoots them out for you.
Well, you just grab it.
And
that's your library.
Because the cement mixer is your library.
Yeah, it's in a random order, right? You just reach in there, turn your head, grab one out, go. Okay, that's what I drew for turn. Now your hand, you'd have to okay, we're getting a little in depth here.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the dragon.
Yeah.
We can go forever on this.
We don't want to spend all the time on 1996 World Champion. That is not the subject of this episode.
Very cool fact about it.
It is.
Okay, let's go ahead and read the dragon.
So the dragon, for everyone listening on SoundCloud, is 3 red and 6 colorless, 9 mana.
9 mana.
For a 0/0.
0/0.
Very powerful stuff we're working with here.
Oh, yeah.
So when the dragon enters, or comes into play, put 7+1/+1 counters on it.
Okay.
So it's 9 mana for a 7/7.
For back then, that's not
very bad.
Yeah.
And for 3 red, you could sack 2 counters on it and put 3 counters on it. But you can only do it sorcery speed.
Okay.
So
I like the fact it says sacrifice 2 +1/+1 counters. That's nice. That's. I'm glad the verbiage has changed since then.
Let's find out where this dragon is.
Oh yeah.
Oh cool! Thank God I looked this card up earlier. I was never going to get that name right.
No. So just imagine that thing with doubling season. That's almost on
That's almost like today's.
Yeah, it's like a Hydra.
The dragon was created to celebrate the opening of the Japan DCI Tournament Center in Tokyo, Japan. All copies except for one were destroyed. The remaining dragon has been encased at the tournament center for public view with the original artwork of the card. How cool.
Wow.
That is really cool, actually.
That's really...
Now, how would you play with that one?
You don't? I don't know.
Right.
That one I don't really have anything for. I wouldn't want to disturb that memorial to the card. Now, I'm kind of curious. They said that it was destroyed in Japan. I need to do a little research here, but I'm assuming it was that tsunami.
Could be. I think they said all but the original copy.
Oh,
I think Wizards might have had some extra copies, and then they threw them into the furnace to roast marshmallows over.
Understood. Gotcha. Yeah. I was talking to a guy a few years ago at a LGS in Missouri.
Okay.
And he was telling me that
someone tried bringing him a copy of this?
No. He was talking about how in Japan, when that tsunami hit, it wiped out so much of Alpha, Beta, Unlimited.
Oh, really?
Because there was so much there in Japan. There was such a big player base there.
Big vintage and legacy player base?
Yeah, well, just there was just cards that never left, more or less.
Okay.
From just coming in and out.
Yeah, coming in and out.
The reason we got him this is he had some Power 9 there, and I was like, oh, it's cool, man. You don't get to see that a lot. And he's like, yeah, over the last few years, it's like quadrupled in price.
Oh.
And I was like, and he told me that was the
explains
reason
why the Power 9 spiked really hard.
So that was 3 years ago now. So.
Yeah, and I think I remember that spike happening too.
So just I don't know. That's another little fact there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey, that's what we do here. One place you definitely cannot purchase both of these cards at.
I can't say it as fast as you.
MomsBaseballGames.tcgplayerpro.com.
Oh,
that's right. Unfortunately, guys, today we don't even have to look it up.
Hey,
we don't.
But luckily enough, though, TCG Player doesn't have either one of these cards either.
So
we're not the bad guy.
We looked at TCG. None of them.
No, not crazy. Not a single one.
I don't know how I'm going to get a copy for my 1996 World Championship Dragon Tribal deck.
Yeah. Well, hey, you could. Oh no, you can't. Never mind. I was gonna say you could make a format just for that, like 90 instead of 93, 94, like 93, 96.
There we go. But yeah, so check out momsbasementgames.tcgplayerpro.com sometime for all your singles content, as well as you can find a link to our YouTube, our Facebook, and our Twitter. If you're on YouTube right now, down in that description box, you'll be able to find everything that I'm talking about. And our YouTube channel has some of the best standard, modern, legacy, vintage, pauper, and commander content on it.
Yeah.
And coming soon, next week, actually, we're going to have a little bit of limited content.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's Chaos Draft live on Moto right now, and I think I'm going to do a Chaos Draft this week.
Now, what is a Chaos... I'm not that fluent with Moto. What does a Chaos Draft consist of?
So a Chaos Draft, you can actually do these in paper. What a Chaos Draft actually is it's all random packs.
Oh, okay.
You're not just drafting
Yeah.
You're not just drafting like War of the Spark.
Like a standard draft set.
Okay. It's just everybody gets different packs.
Oh, okay.
You might have someone that has a pack that someone else has, but that just might happen.
Understood.
But it's not. You're drafting from a bunch of different sets that aren't necessarily correlated.
Okay, understood. So does Moto generate these from a specific range, or is it just anything that's...
So from what I've heard, it's any set that has ever been released on Moto.
Oh, wow.
Which I'm not sure what all are, except they removed master sets and they removed core sets.
Oh, removing core sets kind of makes the master sets a little more fair.
Well, I was watching Jim Davis do one.
Okay.
And he was kind of complaining about it, and I kind of agree with him because, the good thing about core sets is they have a lot of, basic cards.
Absolutely.
Which, in Chaos Drafts, you look for just, regular power because you're not going to really find synergies. You know?
Bears. You just want a curve.
You just want a good curve. And master sets and core sets were great for that.
Oh.
So it makes the format a little more awkward, but I think that's kind of the fun of it,
Yeah, it's like a cube.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like a cube almost.
Yep. I love cubes.
So. Oh, yeah. I'm hoping to get some cube content for us whenever that comes up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, looking forward to watching you do that Chaos there.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, just like we can see how the GP went for Roy Kerr-Smith.
In Birmingham.
I assume it went pretty well for him since
he's
holding the cup.
Gonna eat some cereal out of that thing.
Oh yeah, they actually I found out they tell you before or after you win it to not eat or drink out of it.
I found that out from Nick Bird. Yeah. I mean that was an open, but yeah.
Well, I assume it's the same thing.
Probably it's probably just a piece of plastic coated in metal. So
you don't want to get any metal in your system. Doesn't end well.
No.
So yeah, Mr. Roy took it down with Mardu Death Shadow.
So I have not even heard of Mardu Death Shadow personally. I don't. Have you?
I have. My friend Gavin at Gavin Kokenauer. You know Gavin, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
He actually played this at that IQ and ran into Burn twice, which is not a good matchup. No. He had 2 Death Shadows on turn 2. That was what he kept his opening hand off of in the Dark in game 1.
Okay.
He goes Street Wraith, Street Wraith, Street Wraith. Fetch, Shock, Thoughtseize. His opponent reveals his hand of Land, Bolt, Rift Bolt, Boros Charm.
So he's just dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Game went on for 2 more turns.
Yeah.
And Gavin died.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yep.
Okay.
So, Bad luck for Gavin, but that's not what we're talking about. It must have tournament must have been some good luck for Roy.
Yeah.
Where so this list is pretty stock for the Mardu Death Shadow. The Gurmag Angler's back in the deck, which I like to see.
Okay.
You can almost see adding a couple more. Tide Hollow Sculler is the big thing that they've gone to recently. This slot used to be Dreadhorde Arcanist in the deck.
Okay.
But they found they just want more discard. This deck really relies on its discard, kind of like junk.
They just don't have they don't want their opponent to have anything that can interact with them.
Yeah, you try to stop your opponent from interacting, and then you just smack them up real quick.
Now, can you tell me about the Hex Parasite in this
Yeah,
thing?
so this thing's actually really cool. One, it kills things like Planeswalkers.
Absolutely.
It out shrinks Aether Vials, you know.
Oh.
It could shrink your Arcbound Ravager.
Oh, yeah, that would be very unfortunate.
So it has a lot of like unique things like that.
Okay.
But you can also just choose to not take any counters off and pay 2 life.
And you can do that
As much
many
life as you
times?
have, which
Okay.
coincidentally enough works really well with the card called Death Shadow.
Oh, man, look at that 13-13.
Yeah. Well, 12-12. It's 13-13.
Ah, whatever. I've died to him. I've died to him a lot.
And you know what works really well when you have a really big Death Shadow?
What?
Teamer Battle Rage.
I can't beat that card.
You know,
I don't know if anyone in Modern can actually beat Trample.
it's pretty hard.
If you're a creature deck,
That's why I like Reality Smashers.
that's really that card is great.
That card's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, so congratulations to him. This list is really interesting, and I really like this deck.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Second place, of course, was the Gaxter, which we looked it up. Ended up putting 3 copies into the top 8 of this GP.
3 copies.
Which, you know, still continuing its tear. Not as dominant as it was the weekend before, but
What was that, 6 or 5?
it was 5 in the top 8, 7 in the top 16, with the finals being a Hogak mirror.
Okay. Okay.
So, yeah, you know, this deck's still evolving, but hopefully next Monday we'll
be done with it.
our main topic will be about how we're finally done.
And then we'll talk about the decks that are going to take the throne from Hogak.
How do you think Affinity does after Hogak gets banned?
I don't know. Potentially fine. I'm really not sure because I guess I don't know where the power vacuum goes, right?
Yeah.
Because
Something we'll have to keep an eye on.
Yeah, because the decks that are great against Hogak aren't necessarily great against the rest of the format, if that makes sense. If I'm saying it right. I mean,
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you.
Now this deck right here, I think
This is the deck I think really
super insulated against
I think
everything.
it's really good right now because I think it has a good Hogak matchup. But I think this deck just gets even better.
Yeah, without him, right?
Once Hogak gets banned.
Yeah.
Because it gets to really narrow itself down a little more, you know?
Yeah,
you don't need as much graveyard hate in the main.
Yep.
You don't need these, this person actually cut it, which I completely, oh wait, no, he has 2. You don't need these Leyline of the Voids anymore.
Okay.
Teferi's been a really interesting addition that, I'm not sure how I feel about it in this deck yet.
Okay.
It seems good, but at the same time, I don't know about actually playing white mana. So.
Well, I mean, they're running boxes. So.
Well, yeah. And 4th place Hogak, as we talked about. Hardened Scales in 5th. I know me and you think that normal Affinity is better, but Hardened Scales does keep just putting up those results.
Hardened Scales is one of those decks that if you do not interact with it in by turn 3,
you're dead.
You're dead.
Yeah.
It's insane. I watched a guy at F&M at Pandemonium. He just killed a guy on 3.
Yeah, I think I remember
both games.
Seeing that. It was to Gavin, I think.
I believe so. Yeah, I love watching that go off because it's such a synergistic deck that just does exactly what it needs to do when it needs to do it.
Mm-hmm. It's got it's got a couple different game plans, but they all synergate around the same thing.
Absolutely.
6th place Burn. Nobody tell Josh about this one.
Yeah, no.
Josh wouldn't like it anyways. It's got white cards in it.
He played those white cards for a long time.
I think he should probably go back to them.
He should definitely go back to them.
You know? He doesn't have to be competitive anymore. That's what he's explained to me.
Well, I've told him for a long time he should just go Mardu instead of Jund, but he doesn't like that either.
Yeah. So I like Destructive Revelry. I know these lists are off Revelry, but I don't know.
Just makes their mana base easier, especially now that they're running the Sunbaked Canyons.
Yeah, the Sunbakes are pretty good.
Those things are insane.
That was one of the couple things that I think are really good for Modern Horizons.
Oh god!
I think Modern Horizons was kind of an abysmal set for Modern. Like, I think it really pushed the power level, you know.
Oh, it did.
I think it definitely turned Modern from a turn 4 into a turn 3 format.
Yes.
Which I'm not a big fan of, but...
Yeah, well, I mean, it's what it's what people always criticize Legacy about.
Yeah.
Is that there's no interaction in Legacy.
Well,
and it's totally opposite.
And that's what I was finding hilarious. People were playing Modern, and they were, like, someone was sitting next to me playing Modern, and they were complaining about saying, oh, yeah, Legacy, I don't want to play that format. That's just two people trying to go off on each other.
Absolutely not.
And I'm like, I was like, you do know the average kill in Legacy is like double the average kill in Modern?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we can just compare our game.
Yeah.
We you know, it was Affinity versus Twiddle Storm, and you had, I believe, one interaction the entire game. You bounced my artifacts.
I bounced your like board except for one land back to your hand.
And that was the interaction the entire game. Legacy, you have Force of Will, you have Daze, you have Force of Negation now. Wasteland. I mean, you have so much interaction. It's slow. It's a check to the format.
It is.
It's a wonderful thing about
It's
Legacy.
really what lets the format, you know, be as healthy as it is, in my opinion.
Absolutely. It's just the goddamn reserve list.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get rid of that one day. But
don't hold your breath.
I'm not, but I can hope. I can hope that all of my money I've spent goes to waste.
I won't. Wow. No, we're fine. Come on, man. Some of those cards are older than you.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And people like artwork. We've seen that. Like,
absolutely.
What, an Alpha Birds is like $200?
Oh, more than that now.
Yeah.
They're insane.
Yeah.
I mean, Alpha Shivan Dragons are like $160.
Exactly, and like, you know.
It's a Shivan Dragon.
Imagine the Duel Lands. They're not going to go below that.
Absolutely not. No. I mean, it's a piece of history.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think, I don't know if Wizards will ever do it, but maybe they do, maybe they don't.
We can dream.
We can dream. Absolutely.
Seventh place, yet another Hogak. We don't really got to talk much about that. But the good guy's coming into 8th place in blue-white control, you know.
I don't know if he's a good guy or not, but he did a hell of a job.
You know, he's trying his best to play fair in Modern. Whether or not, you know, that's a smart decision or not, we'll leave that up to you to decide.
It works for him.
Yeah, so you know.
You can play whatever kind of Magic you want.
Oh, yeah. We'll just we'll beat you for it. All right, so that was the GP, but we also had a lot of SCG this weekend because of it being a team event. So the winning team was Justin Mueller, Drew Miles, and James Liu on Bantscape Shift and Standard.
Ooh, your baby.
Been talking about this deck for a while.
Yes.
His list actually pretty close to where I would end up on right now. Other than he had a Settle in the main that is really interesting and I kind of like. I had 2 time wipes, but I like having the board wipe come down a little bit earlier.
Okay, gotcha.
And his sideboard was a little different, but pretty close to what I've been testing and trying to prepare for. Mono Red Phoenix in Modern, honestly, I think it might just be the best deck. I think it might be...
Yeah.
It's definitely Hogak. But this deck has a good Hogak matchup, and also just has a good everything matchup.
Would you say it's the fastest deck in the format?
Oh, for sure.
I
this
mean,
deck is... this Hogak, like, basically kills you on turn 3. This deck literally kills you on turn 3.
Okay, gotcha.
Then, the old sneaking show in first place for Legacy, you know? It's a tale as old as time. This is actually... So this is actually an interesting build of this. They call this deck Trinity Tell. And one of my good friends is actually the person who shown me this deck.
Okay.
The reason it's called Trinity Tell is because all of your like main win cons you run 3 ofs, and Emrakul, Gristlebrand, Omniscience, Sneak Attack. You all run 3 because you play an Intuition in the deck.
Oh.
So it's just like having an extra tutor in your deck, so that way you'll be able to get your win cons more easily, you know?
Absolutely.
It's just like that extra copy of whatever you need.
For those wonderful folks on SoundCloud right now, if you don't know what Intuition is, it's a little bit of an older card. It is 2 and 1 blue for an instant. Search your library for 3 cards. Reveal them to target opponent. He or she chooses one. Put that card into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Shuffle your library. I found out this card from Josh.
Okay.
And I got it for Commander.
Yeah.
And I had no idea how powerful it was until I started looking at Legacy decks, and I was like, there's a lot of decks that play this card now.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out a blue tutor for any card is really good.
You play this card, you get 3 Emrakruls, for example.
Yeah, you can't
your
lose that.
Can
Rosewater actually said when they designed that card, he wanted it to say 3 cards of a different name.
So kind of like Gifts Ungiven.
Correct. And that's what Gifts Ungiven was. It was the fix to Intuition.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
Little fun thing from them. So going back down, you'll see a lot of different Modern, Legacy, and Standard decks throughout here. Some Rakdos Reanimator.
I'm not seeing any Hogak yet.
Charge Tron in 4th place. We gotta check this one out.
What's Charge Tron?
4 Core Tapper.
Okay.
A Walking Ballista. 4 Karn the Great Creator.
All in on Karn.
So I actually heard about this deck.
What does this thing do?
So basically, it's Tron. It's like a prison deck. It's
Prison Tron.
It uses the card Mystic Forge, which is a 4-mana artifact that basically is Experimental Frenzy for colorless cards.
Yeah. Turns out not good enough for Affinity. Continue though.
I'm guessing you tried it out?
I did. It was atrocious.
But yeah, so I actually heard about this deck, I want to say at FNM or on Saturday.
Okay.
And basically what this deck is it's trying to make even more mana than Tron normally does. So that way you can win faster with Karn the Great Creator, or you can just go off with Mystic Forge and eventually just like cast your deck. Or just cast a huge Ballista.
Oh, so that's why there's only 1 Ballista?
Yeah.
So you just murder them?
Yeah. So, this deck's really interesting. I'm curious to see how good it is. I might have to play around with it a little bit, give it a try.
You are a Tron guy.
Oh, yeah. And things like this always get me interesting.
Oh, there's Hogak.
Little Teamer Delver in 5th place. Hogak on the same team with Oliver Tomaiko. Noah Walker's known as the Delver guy, so interesting on his list. He actually is he's cutting Nimble Mongoose from Teamer Delver.
Wow, that's like a pretty avidly used card there, right?
Yeah.
Teamer Delver.
It seems like he's adding in the Dreadhorde Arcanist, 2 of them. He adds in a Chain Lightning.
Renin 6.
Right, he goes up a Renin 6, which seems to be the real main differences. So
card's insane.
Teamer Delver, I've been playing it a little bit in Legacy now. I've been enjoying it, so.
Oh, good.
Just can't really play Young Pyromancer, unfortunately, in the Renin 6 format.
No. Yeah, X1s are very bad.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very bad.
This just in. X1's not where you want to be when things that deal 1 damage are pretty prevalent.
Yes. And coming on turn 2 and can keep doing it.
Turns out even Delver is kind of a lackluster card, a lot of people have been saying in Legacy now. But
this makes days better, right?
Yeah. You're not taking my Delvers away from me, that's for sure.
Yeah. Make those things flip.
So that was the team event. Let's check out the classics, starting with Modern. You see Hogak takes it down here.
Look at
beating
that.
Jund in the finals, so bad guy prevails there.
Bad guy prevails.
A little bit of traditional Tron here in 3rd place.
There we go.
Some Mono Red Phoenix in 4th. A little bit more Jund, some Eldrazi Tron. Then another Hogak player rounding out the top 8.
Pure Steel.
This is Cheerios.
Cheerios, okay.
Cheerios made 10th place.
Good for that guy.
When you're at a Goldfish Modern, this deck that's when that deck can really shine.
Yeah.
And just some more like Is It Phoenix, Mono Green Tron, Burn, and Azorius.
So pretty much just the format of Modern right there.
Yeah, pretty close. Standard-wise, we see a huge representation of Orzhov Vampires.
Wow, what is Orzhov Vampires in Standard?
So it's just like straight-up Vampire Tribal. You have your lords. You use Sorin to sneak in...
Big dumb vampires?
Yeah, like Vana or... Where is it? Sanctum or...
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, Champion of Dust to draw a bunch of cards.
Oh boy, he's a 4/4.
Yeah, and then you just got like some good removal to finish off your deck.
I forgot about that card.
Mortify, Legion's End, which is really good against Scape Shift because it kills all the zombies.
Got it, okay.
So yeah, that's what this deck is. A lot of people have been saying like it's either Vampires or Scape Shift for the best deck in Standard, and it's interesting. In the team event we see Scape Shift on top, but in the Classic we see a lot of Vampires.
Yeah, that's interesting.
We do see a Bant Scape Shift here in 6th and 7th place, though.
Now, is Standard an open format still? I mean, can you play whatever you want, or is it really limited to those top 3 decks?
Kind of. Like, you can definitely still play anything, but really you want to be on Vampires or Scape Shift if you really want to give
in that
give it
match,
a try to
is
win.
It just a race?
So there's a lot of interaction on both sides.
Okay.
With like they have a removal spell for all your zombies. You
Mm.
play board wipes and Scape Shift.
Gotcha.
You have a little bit more inevitability. They have a little bit more reach. So it's an interesting back and forth.
So they're very well paired then.
Yeah.
Okay.
It can be, a lot of people say it ends up in the favor of vampires, but in my experience, I've been able to beat vampires. So
Understood.
who knows? As for the Legacy Classic, we see a pretty big name in Bob Wong taking down Golgari Depths. He actually he makes video content for Channel Fireball.
Oh, very well.
So
Okay.
he's one of the old known players, and this deck got a new boost in Elvish Reclaimer,
yeah, that's,
which was actually one of the cards high up on our list for top 10 cards from M20.
yeah, that card's
remember.
nuts. It's a crop rotation on an elf.
Yeah, so for everyone listening on SoundCloud, Elvish Reclaimer is 1 green for a 1/2. That it gets +2/+2 as long as there are 3 or more land cards in your graveyard. And then for 2 mana and tapping him, you can sack any land and search your library for a land, put it on the battlefield, tapped, and shuffle your library. So in this deck, what you're trying to do is you're trying to tutor up the combo of, where is it, Dark Depths
and
Thespian Stage,
or
Vampire Hexmage.
Yep.
So with this guy,
Vesuva's in here, eh?
Vesuva doesn't work with Dark Depths because it enters with the counters.
Oh, okay, it's a copy. I apologize. Okay.
So, you could, with a couple Mox Diamonds, as you see over here for fast mana, you can pretty easily just activate this guy, get your Dark Depths, play your Hex Mage, and have yourself an indestructible 20/20.
Now, what's that insanely expensive land? That one doesn't see playing Golgari Depths, eh?
No, this is more of an aggro deck.
Okay, so the other one is just traditional lands.
Yeah, lands is where you see like the Tabernacles.
Okay.
Or in 4-color loam, you normally see one in the main or sideboard.
Understood.
This deck, like you see,
this is
deck
just
plays,
trying to get after it.
Yeah, like you try to make a 20/20 as fast as you can. Well, they used to be a lot faster. They used to even play like the Elvish Spirit Guides. But this is more of they call it slow depths.
Instead of turbo depths, it's slow depths. Oh, okay.
Because you're playing like your Dark Confidants, your Mox Diamonds, Sylvan Library. You got like your Abrupt Decays as removal in the main. Man. So you're going a little bit slower, but you're still trying to make a 20.
Inevitability is definitely a thing.
Exactly. Second place, we got traditional D&T, your Mono Red Prison, Azorius Stoneblade, Bomberman, which is a deck a lot of people used to refer to as a meme, but once Karn the Great Creator got printed in in War of the Spark.
That one right there.
It really added a boost to this deck, being able to because you can minus Karn, go ahead and on that turn grab a Lion's Eye Diamond from your sideboard.
Oh boy.
And then on the next turn, you can minus him, hold priority, crack your LED for 3 mana, get your Mycosynflatus, and play it. So Karn's like a super ritual for your Mycosynflatus.
Wow. I did not see that synergy, but that makes a lot of sense, though.
It's really interesting. I really think that the mono white version of this deck is very powerful and something to be feared, especially now that they have Mystic Forge.
Well, Mystic Forge is making more of an impact in Legacy than it is in Modern, eh?
Oh yeah, this card is huge.
Okay. That's a good thing, though. I'm glad they're printing impactful artifacts.
Yeah, really impactful cards. In 6th place, we have Hogak in Legacy.
Legacy? Is this pretty much the same deck?
It's pretty close. It's the Alter Bridge version, the one that got banned.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Except they have Entomb and Cabal Therapy.
So just a little more better then.
Yeah, a little more consistency.
Okay, they get to sack those Stitcher suppliers.
Some Regisaur Alphas in the sideboard.
Oh my God, yes.
Hell yeah, get around that graveyard hate, man.
Oh, yeah, I love that card.
So, most of this is Modern legal right now.
Yeah, I mean, what are they even? They have five dual lands. That's
5 dual lands and 3 cards you can't play in Modern is all.
That's great. Oh,
so,
there's reasons we ban things.
Oh yeah.
There's reasons.
4-color Delver by Kenta in 7th place.
Ooh,
so
Mr.
good
Kenta.
job, Kenta. He He used to be a Michigander,
Yep.
but moved to...
I'm not sure.
I can't remember either. I know it's like the New York side. I remember.
Okay, gotcha. No,
Somewhere
he was
around
always,
there.
always a super nice guy when
Oh
I
yeah,
saw
Kent
him.
is
so.
great. Dredge in 8th place. That deck has really been picking up ever since the Deathrite Shaman ban. And we got some Ant, some more 4-color Delver, some more Gregaria Depth by Jarvis Yu actually. He used to be the notable lands player.
Gotcha.
Some 4-color Control, which is basically 4-color Delver just without Delvers. Azorius Helm. Now this is an interesting deck.
Okay.
This
okay. Home obedience.
yeah, Helm of Obedience with Rest in Peace to combo.
Absolutely.
Where's the rips? Gotta be in here somewhere. There they are.
Yeah.
Then also works really well with Energy Field because a card can't be put into your graveyard.
Oh.
So
Okay.
yeah, this is kind of an interesting enchantment style prison deck almost.
Yeah, that's
With
nice.
of course Narset and Teferi giving this deck a boost.
Yeah.
So
Those cards are showing up everywhere in Legacy now.
kind of like a more get to it Miracles deck.
Okay, gotcha. A little less spinning top.
Yeah. Then we got Hogak Depths in 14th place.
What is this?
So this is if you take Turbo Depths or Slow Depths rather, and Hogak and you jam it into one deck basically.
Okay.
So your Elvish Reclaimers, you play Satyr Wayfinder, Stitcher's Supplier, Vampire Hexmage, Hogak, and Dryad Arbor. And then you just have a bunch of good utility lands here, as well as your combo lands. And then you just try to make a pretty fast 20/20, and then tap it to put a Hogak into play.
Seems good.
Yeah.
Seems good.
So, your 20/20 Flying Indestructible is not enough. Maybe your 8/8 Trampler is.
Yeah. This happens all on 3, right? Or 2?
Yeah, like 2 or 3.
Okay.
Mono Red Prison, and then Mono Green Post.
I love
Which
Post
I love
decks.
Post, yeah.
I love
If this deck wasn't so goddamn expensive because of Candelabra of
Oh,
Talons,
God.
I would build this deck in a heartbeat.
No.
It's like the Tron of Legacy.
Question for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so in your opinion,
Uh-huh.
could Cloud Post get unbanned in Modern?
I don't think so.
It's still too good?
I think so.
Okay.
Just because it's Tron, but you go so much bigger.
But they enter tap though.
Yeah, but
Does that give them a turn in Modern where there's not as much interaction, where it is turn 3, if you did not affect me in any way, you're dead?
maybe.
Because that's the way I've looked at it. Because I love the posts. I wish they were around. I honestly think the Tron lands are better in Modern than these would be in Modern.
Well, so these can make 3 mana just as easily, or 7 mana on 3 just as easily. You just need 2 of the.
Yes. 2 Cloud Posts, 1 Glimmer Post.
Yeah, and that's 7 mana on 3.
That's 7 mana. But you did nothing on turn 1. And
well,
then
you could have played well, no, you couldn't have played a
nothing.
map.
Yeah. You did nothing on turn 1. You had 2 mana on turn 2. And then you have 7 on 3. I don't know. I would just love to see a whole bunch of things come off the ban list.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Magic Christmas Land in Modern.
Maybe that's something we could talk about on a later date.
Yeah.
Whenever you come back.
Hey, Okay, cool. I'll shut up now.
You're good. So yeah, that's all the tournament results we have for this weekend. But coming up next weekend, we got Viva
Las
Las Vegas.
Oh man, unfortunately, I'm not going to be there.
I'm not going to be there, but as we mentioned, little Joshy and Estefan will be there.
Yes, Mr. Stefan.
So
yeah, they're going to be there in Vegas.
I don't think they're going to be playing much though.
I don't think so. I think they're going to be just trying to see what the
Trying
deals.
to hustle.
Yeah, trying to get out there and
get on it.
Get some Magic cards. So,
but if you are going to play, good luck to you guys. There's
Yeah.
there's 2 Grand Prix at this Magic Fest like usual.
Yep.
You got Modern and Limited, so that'll be exciting. I think they have coverage for this one too.
They should, right? It's a double. I mean,
Yeah, well, they don't normally have coverage for GPs, but I think I heard something about them having coverage for Vegas.
because this is a Magic. Well, I mean, okay, so it's a double GP Magic Fest.
Well, most Magic Fests don't have coverage, but I think this one is because it's Vegas.
It's Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I love going to Vegas for Magic. It is incredible. It's a great time. I love.
I want to try to make it out sometime.
It's really. I've been to one tournament.
Been to Vegas a few too many times.
Oh boy.
Sometimes you're making more Magic than playing it.
This is true. But yeah, the last time I was there was a Triple GP. It was a great time.
That was the one where they had standard, modern, and limited, right? Oh, and legacy.
Legacy, yeah. It was insane. I had never seen so many nerds before. It was a beautiful thing.
Now, did you play it all there?
I did. I played modern, and I did very badly. But I shouldn't say that. I went X3.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Or X4. I'm sorry, X4. Because
Okay.
I didn't make day 2. But yeah, it was a good time. I like going there. It's a fun time. It's hot as balls
Plenty of
over there right
sights.
now. So
Sure, there's plenty to do if you don't make your day 2 either. So
absolutely, there is. You are you're pretty close to downtown there on the main strip from the convention center. So.
you can probably step a foot out of the convention center and step into a casino. I bet.
I believe they have upstairs. I believe they have slot machines at the convention center.
There you go.
I believe so, or somewhere around about.
So after you lose your money, you can go spend some more.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Perfect.
Vegas.
Yeah, man, that's what you're there for.
Yeah.
High risk, high reward, right?
There you go.
All right, but
yeah, look for Warren and Stefan there in Germany and
Yeah.
or Germany.
In Germany.
In Vegas. Yeah, they'll be there. So.
All right, but let's get on to our main topic, which
Yeah.
is the future of Magic esports.
Okay, this is a very important topic.
Oh yeah, which it kind of came out of nowhere, honestly.
Okay. I didn't hear anything about it until I got here.
Yeah, they were just kind of released this article, and everyone was just like, "What?" Astro said more nerds than the Willy Wonka factory.
Absolutely.
At
Yes.
GPA Vegas. So.
Oh my God! I believe when I was there, they said over the weekend it was like 15,000 people came through that.
That's
GP.
crazy.
It was insane. It was 4 days. So, but yeah, that was the biggest thing ever biggest Magic event I've ever been to. So,
And not much bigger, but yeah. So back to the future of Magic.
Yeah, future Magic.
We got a huge article released here that we're gonna go over a lot of the details for just to let you guys know, give our opinions on it. So this is basically the breakdown of how everything works. So on one half you have Magic the Gathering, which is just really the paper side. And then on the other side you have Magic Arena, which is obviously the digital platform.
Yeah.
So starting out at your base level, we're gonna start with the paper side. That's the side we played most of.
Absolutely.
So you have there's a couple different ways to try to qualify for the second step. So the first step is there's the player tour qualifiers, which are PTQs, which are things like your local game store can have.
Absolutely. We have one coming up in Pando here pretty soon, right?
Yeah, that's for Mythic Championship still. That's for
this is before this system comes in. Understood. Okay.
But it's basically the same thing, except here we're gonna be scrolling back and forth a little bit because it'll be easier to have it showing while I tell you guys about it. So Players Championship are... Where are the PTQs? 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 I think it's right here. So with the Players Tour qualifiers, I know they mention it and I can't quite seem to find it right away, so we're just going to scroll back up. But they actually, stores that host PTQs now have to give flights along with the with winning to the winner. So
really?
Yeah.
The store is responsible?
The store is responsible.
How does that work?
We're gonna see. I assume it's gonna involve a lot less prize support. So your 3Ks probably go back down to like 1Ks.
Okay.
But so we'll see. It'll be interesting.
I'm
sure.
I'm surprised that Wizard would impose such a fee on the LGS.
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with how much they've been getting for taking away flights. But
so passing the buck isn't really doing anything.
Well, and what's interesting is if you qualify through some other means, they don't have to pay for your flight.
Oh.
But just the PTQs. So.
Understood. Okay.
So the other ways you can qualify is WPN qualifiers.
So what kind of tournament would that be?
So that's like the arena side of things. So basically,
okay.
if you're like part of the MPL or
Understood.
if you're one of those major things, you get into the events.
Okay.
Premier Series, which this is actually really exciting.
Okay.
So what
Learn me
the
something.
Premier Series is a new way to qualify.
Okay.
But it's old things we've seen.
Okay.
You've heard of Star City Games.
I absolutely have.
So what they're doing now is you can qualify, and we haven't heard much detail on Star City's end.
Okay.
And there's a tour out in Europe that I'm not really sure the name of. They give it in this article if you guys end up reading it.
Understood.
But basically, you can earn entry to the new Pro Tours by playing in SCG events.
Oh.
Now, I don't know if these are opens or if these are going to be like the invitationals.
Okay.
But they have expanded their entries.
They're giving people who do the open route potentially, we don't know yet, potentially a way to get into the Mythic Championships.
Exactly.
Okay.
So what I think this is, it's trying to bring, some of those more harder grinders of the SCG tour to also maybe give a look at like the Wizards events.
Yeah, I mean that's
which is how I like it because it's how it used to be.
I mean, you prefer going to SCGs over GPs anyway.
But I mean, if I can, I really like this new system, as we're gonna get into in a little bit. But I really like that they're trying to help out SCG, and
absolutely.
They're not showing that they're competitors. They're showing that they do work together.
Yes.
Grand Prix are another way to qualify. Which with Grand Prix, it's good and bad, because on one end they are opening a lot of things for being able to qualify through. Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for.
Okay.
Where so they end up with the PTQs. The new promo is going to be Cryptic Command. Sorry to get off topic here for a second, but so the WPN qualifiers, which are those store qualifiers that I was talking about.
Okay.
And with Grand Prix now, they are, if you top 8, you qualify to go to what's now the Pro Tour. But then there's also a level above the Pro Tour, which I'll get to here in a minute, that if you win the Grand Prix, you qualify for. So top 8ing a Grand Prix automatically qualifies you for this. Winning a Grand Prix qualifies you for this, but also for this.
So you get 2 tiers. You get the Players Tournament,
which is basically what Pro Tours are now.
Okay, and then
just spread across countries, and we'll get to that.
Okay, understood.
And then this is like the kind of like a tournament above the Pro Tour.
So they're adding this larger intermediate tournament between Worlds and the Pro Tour.
Yes.
Or the Players Tournament, is that what the new name is?
They're calling it the Players Tour, yeah.
Tour, okay. So Players Tour, so you can get to the Players Tour if you top 8 a GP.
Yes.
Okay.
And then if you win the GP, you go to the Players Tours final. But you can also plan these Players Tours for presumably money, is my assumption.
Understood. So those are going to be an open event potentially?
These are not open. The Players Tours are not open events.
Okay, these are.
You have to qualify through these 5 other means.
Okay, this is all making more sense now.
PTQs, which happen at
your local game stores.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your WPN qualifiers, which are like the tournaments that happen at Grand Prix but aren't the Grand Prix.
Yes, yeah.
The Premier Series, which are like the SCGs and Grand Prix, the actual Grand Prix, or by the MCQ qualifiers that they have on Magic Online. Because Magic Online is not connected to Arena, it's connected to Paper Magic, which makes sense because it is kind of more like Paper Magic than Arena.
Yes, okay. So it is still supporting Moto then?
Yes.
Okay.
And they have those for Limited, Standard, Modern, Legacy, and even Pauper.
Oh, I forgot about Pauper. That's great.
So pretty cool.
Yes.
So then after that you qualify for the Players Tour events, which they get into detail, which are basically they happen one each season for each different each different region. Yes. You have the American region, the European region, and the Asian region. Asia Pacific is what they call it.
Asia Pacific, gotcha.
And so these tournaments, which they break down, where I just was. Here we go. So they break down. And they basically give you a breakdown of like the pricing and everything and how to get there, which we've already just talked about.
Yep.
And so what these events are this is how you can qualify. All the players from the previous finals get invited to them. So basically, if you play in a Players Tour final, you get invited to the next Players Tour for sure.
Oh, okay.
All the MPL members are allowed to show up. All Rivals players are allowed to show up, which we'll get to Rivals in a minute.
Understood.
All players who finish in the top 8 or with at least 39 match points at a Grand Prix, which we referred to. The top 4 teams and all other teams with 36 points at a Grand Prix. So basically, that's just like the top 8 and 39 points.
Understood.
Anyone who wins a last chance qualifier at the Players Tour.
Oh.
Everyone who qualifies through the WPN qualifiers, the Player Tours qualifiers, the Premier Series events, MTGO qualifiers, anyone that's in Hall of Fame status.
Okay.
Or discriminatory invites. So basically anyone Wizards wants to invite.
Okay, gotcha. You just get a letter. It's like you get the golden ticket.
Yeah, exactly.
I got the golden ticket. Okay.
So prizes for this event are actually broken up by region. Each region has a different prize pool.
Okay.
So America, they're expecting around 500 players to qualify for each of these in America. So the prize pool is $250,000. In Europe, they're expecting around 400, so it's 200,000. And then in Asia Pacific, they expect about 250, so it's 150,000.
Seems fair.
So doing well at these events will qualify you for the Player Tours final, which there are 3 finals each year. And basically the way you qualify for these are being a top finisher in Players Tour events, a top finisher in the previous Player Tours finals, all 24 members of the MPL, which we'll get to about it being only 24 here shortly.
Okay.
Or each Grand Prix winner, which, as we said before, the Grand Prix winners get invited to this. So now these events are expected to be about 120 players with a $250,000 prize pool.
That seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Seems pretty
Definitely not bad, that's for sure. So that's the paper tournament side. And then winning one of these qualifies you for Worlds.
How many people play at Worlds? Just a handful?
I believe it's 32.
Okay, wow.
If I remember right, but I could be wrong on that number.
Just a little bit then.
So for the arena side, it's pretty similar to what it was before, just with a couple different options.
Okay.
So your top 1,200 ranked players and limited and constructed qualify for your Mythic qualifiers, your Mythic point challenges, your rival Mythic qualifiers, which will then put you into the Mythic Invitational, which will then qualify you for Worlds.
Okay.
Which we can scroll down here a little bit and get into detail about those before hopping into other things. Again, this article was huge. That's why there's so much to scroll through.
No problem.
So, so the players who get invited to invitationals will be MPL members, Rivals League, Mythic qualifier tournaments, or other discriminatory invites. They make sure to include that in like pretty much everything.
Just there's their disclaimer to do whatever they want.
Exactly. So each Mythic Invitational will be fed by 2 Mythic qualifier tournaments with the top 1,200 ranked players monthly, and Magic Arena play constructed or limited at the end to qualify to be eligible to compete. The top 16 in each tournament will be invited to the corresponding Mythic Invitational, and players who make day 2 of the Myth will each earn Mythic points, whether they top 16 or not. So a lot of this is pretty much the same thing. Finally, Mythic Points Challenge tournaments will not feed into our events, but will award Mythic points, qualifying those to require the same 1,200 points for Mythic. Yeah. So a lot of that is the same thing that we've been seeing.
Gotcha.
And so that kind of breaks down the tournament setups. So then after that, we also have the Magic Pro League and Rivals League announcements.
Okay.
Which is pretty new. The Rivals League is a whole brand new thing, which is basically going to set up a rotation among who the MPL members are each year.
Now, what does the MPL stand for?
The Magic Pro League.
Okay.
So the Rivals League will consist of 46 players, which are the 1st through 12th ranked digital players, not previously in the MPL. So if you're in the MPL, you won't be in Rivals. Because MPL is basically what people have been referring to as like Diamond.
Okay.
And Rivals is like what Platinum used to be almost.
Understood. Okay.
The 1st through 12th ranked tabletop players, not in the MPL. The bottom 12 players of the MPL gauntlet, which we'll get to the gauntlet here in a second.
Okay.
The bottom 4 players from the previous MPL season, and 6 discriminatory invites.
Oh. Okay.
So 6 golden ticket earners, as you phrased it.
Ah.
So throughout the season, Rivals will receive invites to events, including Players Tours events and their own Rivals Mythic qualifiers, and can earn up to $20,000 in appearance fees in addition to prizes earned at tournaments. So kind of like we were saying, like Platinum Pros. That's basically what the Rivals are. They're going to be your Platinum Pros.
Okay.
At the same time, the MPL will go down from it's 32 players right now. It's going to go down to 24 players. And they will be eligible to earn up to $50,000 in appearance fees in addition to prizes earned at tournaments. MPL players will also be invited to Mythic Invitationals and Tabletop Player Tour events.
Okay.
So, the MPL League is going to be like this. The start of the partial season, we're going to go down to 24 players. The top 16 will remain in the MPL.
Understood.
They're going to stay in there.
They maintain that status until the next season.
Bottom of the 24, 4 are going to compete to hold their spot. But the bottom 4, so top 16 automatically move on to being in the MPL for the next season.
Yes.
The bottom 8, the top 8 of those, so 17, 18, 19, and 20, compete in the MPL gauntlet. 21, 22, 23, and 24 are just out of the MPL, and they're into the Rivals League now.
Okay.
So you got to compete to keep your spot.
Ooh.
So
where are you going to compete? This is all...
this is what the gauntlet's going to be.
Okay. And this is all arena?
Yes, this is the arena side of things. So it's going to be a 16-player tournament, the 4 MPL members, as well as the 12 competitors, which are going to be from Rivals, and I believe will be the top 12.
Understood.
But I think that they go into more detail, and I'll read through more. So 4 people from the gauntlet will go into the MPL, and the top 2 rivals with mythic points, and the top 2 rivals with player points. So basically, the top 2 rivals from paper and arena will go into the MPL.
Got it. Okay, this makes more sense now.
And then the 4 who win this 16-person tournament will go into the MPL, and that will make our 24 for the next season.
Understood. And these automatically get invited to the tournament. What was the breakdown on the next one?
They get invited automatically to the Players Tours, the Players Tour Final, and the Mythic Invitational.
Okay, so and the arena side, this would be the Mythic Invitational.
Yes.
Okay.
So for the MPL Gauntlet, they basically just explain everything that I just, read off to you guys.
Makes sense.
And then the MPL Gauntlet is this. So you have MPL ranked 17 through 20. They play in this. The Rivals League Mythic points ranked 3 through 8, and the Players points ranked 3 through 8. They battle through this. The top 4 join the MPL, while the bottom 12 drop back down into the Rivals League.
Gotcha.
So, essentially, it just keeps the MPL rotating. Make sure,
That's nice.
It really is the best of the best.
Yeah.
Which I enjoy and think is going to be...
And now, for each season, if you're in the MPL, you're going to drop out when that and you're not allowed to be in the MPL?
No. You only drop out if you're in the bottom 4 of the MPL.
Okay.
And you just drop down to Rivals.
I'm getting confused. That's fine.
But you don't get to compete in the... This is kind of confusing. That's one thing a lot of people said. But I think it's confusing because it's just a lot of information.
It's a lot of information. It's brand new, and it's a brand new system.
Exactly.
There's a lot of that. I mean, it's Wizards, so they like to throw out a lot of names for things.
Oh yeah, they gotta give their mumbo jumbo.
Rivals.
But yeah. So that's basically how everything's gonna be working for 2019 then.
Man, sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's exciting. That's for sure.
Are you gonna be playing more paper or arena?
Definitely more paper. I'm not huge into arena. I don't like the whole, having to grind. It's kind of like Hearthstone kind of thing where like if I can't put my 8 hours a day in, I don't really have a chance kind of thing. So
I've played it about this much, so.
I'll play some, I'm sure, but I don't think I'm gonna really push to grind or anything.
Gotcha. So you're just gonna be grinding out that paper then.
Oh yeah,
Getting them paper cuts.
and that's my plan.
Perfect.
Always getting cut. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how all these announcements affect the market. But
yeah,
let's head over to finance now and see what's been changing.
MTG stocks.
It's gonna be interesting to do without Josh because this normally.
Oh, this is his baby.
Yeah,
He
this
loves
is his
shit.
stuff.
This is.
oh
man.
I'm starting to understand and get into it a little more. But
Oh yeah, well, especially in his business, when you start going, well, I mean, you know how it is. You
Oh,
go
yeah.
through bulk, and you're like, why in the fuck is this thing worth $6? You're like,
yeah.
I never even seen this card before. So.
I wouldn't play this in my dreams.
Well, on that note.
Mischievous Coroner has gone up to $2.25, a 125% spike from its 50 cents beforehand.
Yeah.
And this really has to do with the whole morph thing. This is actually a pretty good morph creature, though, in my opinion.
It is very good.
So it's a 5-mana 3/3 that you can morph it. You know, morph obviously costs 3, but then you can morph it up for 2 blue and a colorless. And when you turn it up, you can copy an instant or sorcery spell and choose new targets for it. So kind of like a redirect almost.
Yeah, absolutely. But the cool effect
is for 5 mana you can turn it back face down.
Yes.
So you can get pretty tricky with it.
Oh man.
Now I don't actually know, but in paper, so like say I have this, a morph creature and a morph creature.
Yes.
If I morph this face down, am I allowed to jumble them up and change their positions?
So the way that this works, I found this out when I was playing in Khans of Tarkir block.
Okay.
Morphs, when they enter the battlefield, their name of the card face down is morph number X.
Okay.
So and that is the way that you're supposed to annotate them. So you know that this is morph number 1 and this is morph number 2. That's the only information your opponents glean.
Interesting.
And that is the technical way you're supposed to do it. But whatever, mix them up. I mean, if they can't remember, they can't remember. You know.
Play a little shell game with my morphs.
Yeah, whatever. Just drop a Ixodron.
Yeah.
And make it real messy. So.
Just get them all confused.
Oh boy. But yeah, so this thing is a cool card.
If you're playing morph in a real tournament, don't do that. But
for
the commander table, just mess them all up.
Oh yes, absolutely, yeah.
I'm gonna
mind games.
So yeah, the next one is Nesting Dragon, which I didn't understand this one until you explained it to me.
So one of the new commander precons.
Atla Palana Nest Tender.
Sure, yeah.
Baby maker.
Yeah. She's guarding a bunch of dinosaur
makes
eggs. But her text is when an egg you control dies.
And now I didn't understand it originally
Yeah.
because I was like, what does this have to do with one another? But it's an egg. It's not specifically her egg.
Correct. So she has an ability of 2 tap, create a 0/1 egg creature token with Defender. Nesting Dragon has landfall. Whenever land enters the battlefield under control, you create a 0/2 red dragon egg creature token with Defender, and this creature, when it dies, you create a 2/2 dragon creature token with flying and fire breathing.
So kind of a combo together.
It is
really
cool.
So when one of his eggs die, you get a 2/2, and you get a random creature off the top of your deck.
Yes, so it's just kind of an auto-include in her deck. I'm a little surprised that Nesting Dragon wasn't in her deck to begin with, because it's the proliferate deck, or populate, excuse me.
Populate.
The populate deck for the new Naya commanders. And
you could even populate those 2/2 dragons with fire breathing.
Absolutely, it seems fine. And Nesting Dragon has only been printed in a commander deck. He's not from
Could have been
set.
a perfect.
I think so, but Wizards dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Maybe we'll see a judge promo of it or something.
God, I hope not. Let's get a better card than Nesting Dragon.
Astro, Josh is getting ready for Chicago and then Vegas this week. So I brought Steve back over here.
Hello.
Now this one, we find this one kind of funny.
This is pretty funny.
The original Cryptic Command, not the Masters ones, but the original Lorwyn art ones are the ones that are going up because of the MC or the PTQ promo.
Makes absolutely no sense. Why is the price going to go up?
So what I think it is people have a hard-on for this artwork because it's the original Cryptic art. And so as we keep getting more and more older artwork or newer artwork, this one's going to go up a little bit. Kind of like the Thoughtseize effect. How Lorwyn Thoughtseizes were pretty expensive before that artwork got reprinted.
Yeah, but still, I don't
agree with it. I think it's stupid.
Now, also, this guy, as we usually say, who manages his website, kind of just has to search pretty hard, because this went up a whopping 5.93%.
Came up from around like the $23 mark, it seems like.
Yeah.
All the way to $28. So.
Yeah.
You know, this guy was grasping at straws this week.
Yes,
probably.
I really do think so. But whatever. I mean, Cryptic Command is a great card.
Oh yeah.
If you need one, go to
momsbasementgames.tcgplayer.com.
Yeah, I'm sure we have one or two of those.
Oh, I'm sure that we can find out.
Oh yeah, look at that. That is Josh's favorite game.
We didn't get to play this game with our.
We didn't, because we know we don't have those.
Yeah.
Cryptic Command. Man, you know what? I got
Oh, we have some cryptics. It seems like.
Good.
Ooh, we got one actual.
No, really? Are you kidding
We only
me?
have the promo cryptics, but we have very cryptic commands.
That is a great card.
We have two of the full art promo cryptics.
That is beautiful art.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
I'm going to say that I love all of the full art cards they made back in the day. Those were players rewards. However, I believe that putting a full art cryptic command may have been one of the dumbest decisions ever made.
Because nobody can ever remember the mode?
Because cryptic command is such a wordy card.
Mm-hmm.
You have 4 modes, you choose 2 of them. It's insane to me that they made a little fish hand and go, you better remember this. But
and you got to remember the order too.
Correct, because they resolve in the order that they. Yeah.
I actually prefer this artwork of Cryptic Command myself.
That is.
I really like this art,
cool
so I'm excited to try to get some of these promos.
Yep, absolutely.
But as for the cheap pickups this week, the Rekindling Phoenix, I understand it's down from like $21.
Yeah, that's gonna be a $1 card.
Yeah,
right?
it's gonna be like $2-3. It's
like when does
it rotates in a couple weeks and like a month now, I think.
Yeah.
So I would not pick this card up.
Not a standard set. Wait till that thing gets to 50 cents.
Now the next one I would definitely pick up.
100%.
Now it's saying $9, but I've actually been seeing these for $5.
$5. Every store I've been
to. So I
to.
think it's the new artwork that's $5. So
correct.
Save yourself some bucks. Buy yourself the new artwork, which I actually prefer.
It's M19. It's fine.
Yeah. M20. But
sorry. Yes, M20. Whatever. It's Corset.
Yeah.
Get them.
Get your $5 Ley Line of Sanctities,
guys.
Come
100%.
on.
And your Ley Line of the Void. I don't know what those are at, but get those too.
I think those ones were at 20s.
Okay. I think I saw it for 15.
They might be at 15. They might be going down.
Somewhere in between.
I don't know. I own 11 of them, and I'm kind of upset about it. But
well, maybe they don't ban Hogak.
Don't say that, please.
Okay.
Just because you haven't faced Hogak doesn't mean the rest of us haven't.
Understood.
Just because it's already banned for you doesn't mean you can.
This is true. We were discussing earlier. I have never played against Hogak in Modern, and Richie was like, "You're a motherfucker."
I don't get how he's done it. It's impressive.
I don't know. I get to face like Twiddlestorm.
Yeah.
And what was Artie?
Get dookied on by Twiddlestorm too.
Oh God! And what was Artie playing?
Simic Nexus.
Simic.
Basically,
Nexus.
He was playing a standard deck in Modern with a few different cards.
It was really good though. I mean,
it was cool.
He lost to himself game 3, so that wasn't. I mean, I was glad he lost, but I love Artie, so whatever.
And the last cheap pickup here is Debitor's Kneel, right?
Debtor's Knell.
Debtor's Knell. Okay.
You're good.
I'm
dyslexic.
I don't speak English.
You're fine. So this card has like.
It's going down a whole $2.
Yeah, but like, so I remember when I got back into Magic, was like 2010. I took a little break from when I was in high school and in the military. When I got back into it, I saw this card and I was like, man, it's like a $30 card. Oh my God, that's so much money for a Magic card. And now seeing it $6.63, I'm like, that's actually a pretty good price, because that was like 10 years ago almost. You know, so yeah, get this card. This thing is incredible in Commander.
Oh yeah, it's a great enchantment.
It is insane.
Anything that lets you bring stuff back from the graveyard.
Yeah, I mean every turn too. It's nutty.
So yeah, that's it for finance this week. And before we go ahead and close the show out, we like to tell you about some local stuff that's going on, and we have a fundraiser coming up. Not in 2 days, but the Wednesday after that. We're actually having a fundraiser at Pandemonium Games and Hobbies for Stu Parnes and his family. Recently, Stu's wife passed away, and we like to send out for the family.
Yes.
So they're having a tough time with her medical bills. Here on the description of the page, they talk about it a little bit, but we're going to be doing our weekly Modern event we normally do.
Weekly Modern.
$10 entry. It starts at 7 p.m., reg at 6, capped at 4 rounds, and 75% of the money earned is going to go to Stu and his family, and then 25% is going out to players who do 3-1 or better. But also fellow community member Travis Hawk, who really big shout out to him for doing this.
Absolutely.
He donated a little extra prizing to try to get people to want to go. First place is going to get one of the foil uncut sheets of War of the Spark.
Yeah.
Second place is going to get an Urza Lord High Artificer. And then third through sixth, they're going to get some full art Night Pack Ambushers, which are really cool cards for Standard. I expect to see a lot of play once rotation happens. And they also just look really cool.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
Once again, big thanks to Travis and Pandemonium for setting this event up for Stu. Hopefully everything's going well for you, man.
Absolutely.
And with that, that's almost the end of our show. So as usual, we want to make sure to tell you guys to check out at Mom's Basement MTG on Twitter for all of our streaming and other Josh content. And you can also find me on Twitter at RichardTMTG, where I talk Magic, League of Legends, memes, TFT, really anything else you guys want to talk about, as well as I tweeted out and made sure to post about all the Stu info, so if you need to find it on social media, I've got it out everywhere. And that's about it. Yeah. You got anything you want to wrap up the show about?
No, just thanks for having me again, Richie.
Super appreciate it, man.
I don't know if I'm as lively as Mr. Warren, but
I'll take you.
I don't talk as much as him, so maybe that's better. But yeah, thanks for having me, and hopefully I'll be around sometime soon.
See you guys next week.
Have a good one.